In the Dragon Ball universe, do you guys remember how the Saiyans used to be space pirates back in the day? Some people forget about that, but that also means you make a lot of enemies you might have forgot about. Thanks to the Frieza Force and the Saiyans working for Frieza, these Saiyans invaded these poor people. A main character like Granolah was affected by this. At a young age, he had to witness horrors that a young kid shouldn't have to see, but especially since the Saiyans transformed into these giant great apes, they were no match for him. When you do this to planets, man, you got to make sure you kill everybody because there's going to be somebody that comes to get revenge. See, the thing is, he doesn't know that most of the Saiyans are gone and the ones that are alive are pretty chill now. Like, he actually did something I've been wondering a long time. Can you just wish yourself to be the strongest? Well, he answered this question by going to this dragon, for example, to be the strongest warrior in the universe. There's like multiple different sets of Dragon Balls. These Dragon Balls, you only need 2 to summon this particular dragon to do your wish. And he even said, do you wish to become the strongest apart from the gods? So he can make him stronger than he already is, but he cannot increase his power beyond his latent potential. So he couldn't do it straight up like this. However, there was a catch. To make him stronger than his latent potential, he has to agree to a certain condition to become the strongest in the universe, to be stronger than anyone else. In order to get so strong to be the strongest in the universe, he had to sacrifice 150 of his remaining years in exchange for power. They pretty much explain it here, shortening his lifespan to be the greatest in the universe. Like, he had to use so much of his lifespan that he only has 3 years to live. So one could say he has 2 stages of power that I'm going to go over. Majority is going to be this one when he actually got powered up by the dragon, of course. But he was decently strong without the power enhancements of the dragon. But after the power enhanced to be the strongest, he actually changed appearances a little bit to become the strongest in the universe. I mean, his hair grew, I guess, to imply power increase. But this didn't last long. He cut it anyway. So it's like he looks the same as he was before the wish. It's kind of a given when it comes to his fighting style. Like, his eye is very important to his fighting style. You can just kind of tell how it looks. I mean, he can do the standard stuff like energy projection, but his eye is adapted to snipe and is a cut above the rest. That's why you see him holding gear from time to time. Like this non-lethal stun gun we've seen him use. His stun gun seems to shoot energy. Electric shock type blast is on his ninja status, like hiding on some stealth type stuff. It would be weird if he can shoot energy key, energy projective type blast. That's literally what Dragon Ball characters specialize in the show, I would say. Using his energy blast with his sharp eyes, he can target vital spots. One can say this is a hack to instantly take a being out. This is partly because of his incredible accuracy. This is scary for any of his opponents because he can do this with his physical strikes too. As you can see, because of accurate precision, that's ridiculous. It seems this wish gave him battle IQ because he notices things about Goku. Thanks to his eye and that wish, he observed his blood flow and muscle movements and learned exactly where to strike. That eye's sharpness. Thanks to his awakening with the dragon making him the strongest in the universe, he not only has one eye, but both his eyes can transform into being deadly accurate. He can obviously do the standard stuff like flying, of course, like everybody else can. Being the strongest in the universe, they gave him the ability to sense presence. One could say he can do his own version of a force push or almighty push. Use his ki to make energy barriers to block attacks. Abilities Frieza would use, like telekinesis to lift boulders off the ground, like telekinetic type stuff, lifting up this big boulder. This is common. Stuff that has to weigh over hundreds of tons. But what about this castle? He can lift up entire castles too, implying he can lift thousands of tons with a telekinetic ability. You know how buildings can weigh over hundreds of thousands of tons and stuff. We've actually seen him lift up buildings. So stuff like this really shouldn't be up for debate. He can literally lift up buildings. He has his own version of instant transmission, teleportation type technique similar to Goku's. Instant teleportation. He even says it's even faster than his. He has no name for this technique, but it's apparently like the instant transmission, but on crack. He can do his own version of cloning, or one could say his own shadow clone jutsu. Stuff that should only be exclusive to destroyers. He was able to do stuff like this that was similar to destruction energy, blasting and making stuff into dust. Just that simple with his blast. He can do casual energy blast that can easily destroy part of a city, even stated here. Seriously, that wish was crazy because it's implied he can even do stuff that Moro can do, like magical type stuff, like manipulating the planet or energy of the planet itself to attack you with. It was even stated on panel, and it's not my opinion, that the technique looked similar to Moro's, a magical wizard type being, and he apparently got this too. One could say he can make building-sized magma or fire type blasts by using Moro's magic type blast, if he so wished. I mean, just imagine him making a giant magma ball to wipe out a city or some crap with his magic or whatever Moro's type of abilities. And I shouldn't forget that he can improve ridiculously fast, implying he can increase in combat a lot faster. When it comes to his blast power right quick, I just want to get something out of the air real quick. Even without this wish, let's just give you an idea of how strong this race is in general without even being enhanced. You remember back in the day when the Saiyans invaded them, no Super Saiyan forms, no nothing like that. Beings with power level less than 1000 and stuff. Beings that are not necessarily Granolah. You can get an idea of Granolah's power because this being is nowhere near current Granolah, or even one could say Granolah a little bit later on before he even gets that enhancement from the dragon, of course. This weak behind race still has enough blast power to actually blast away moons, or the moon, without the wish to wish him to be the strongest. He technically should have no trouble devastating the moon off gate. I mean, who's to say he can't do more? I mean, he's not only a threat with blast power, but most of the video, I'm going to be going over him with the wish power. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, he's technically already a planetoid buster, even in his base state. But then he wished to be the strongest in the universe. Oh, man. We've actually seen him physically swing people with his scarf. Stuff like this implies super strength, being able to launch people in the air, all around the place. When beings can make massive wrecking balls out of the blue, he's strong enough to hold this up with his super strength. He's actually strong enough to poke you with a finger tap and send you flying because he's the strongest in the universe. It's that easy. Like, I shouldn't have to say this, but he can punch ridiculously hard to the point where he can pretty much gash up an entire forest. Collateral of his hits can be felt on some earthquake type stuff, shaking an entire city or even mountain ranges. So it's pretty much a no-brainer that his hits can tremble entire mountain ranges or tremble an entire city. And honestly, are you really surprised he can produce energy blasts? These statements don't need verification. When destroying planets is like a common theme, so of course he can destroy the entire planet with a blast. Meaning, just like the weaker species, he can not only destroy stuff like the moon, but even the entire planet Earth itself, planet-sized planets, you know what I mean? Not just small planetoids or smaller planetoids. Earth destruction is definitely obvious. When weaker beings that are nowhere near the strongest in the universe can destroy entire moon-sized planetoids, this is before like Super Saiyan forms and stuff. It's obvious that Granolah can do this too, and way better, especially since he's apparently the strongest in the universe. He even wiped out Blast that was going to apparently wipe out the entire planet, and his blast was still able to overpower this. Even though his blast looks skinny, size doesn't mean nothing, his blast can still dissipate such attacks that can be this huge, like continent-sized explosions. Yeah, enough with this planet-shattering stuff or trembling stuff. This is actually an oversimplification and disrespectful when it comes to his blast power. The best way to understand Granolah's might is to understand Goku and Vegeta. I mean, Goku and Vegeta has gotten a lot of forms over the years. And you've probably noticed throughout these videos, we see Granolah actually fighting Goku and Vegeta in some of their mightiest forms. Like, you might notice blue hair here. We've seen him swipe away the beams here of Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta here, for example. The thing about their blast power, we already know their blast power is crazy, but this stuff kind of goes for their physicals too, because Granolah is no exception, because we literally see him physically swipe away energy blast, proving that his hits, physical hits, are just like as dangerous as the energy blast. Let's talk about him fighting Goku in these forms like this, blue-haired states, or even red hair. You guys already know of the famous feat of Goku with red hair, divine states, punching Beerus, and their punches were actually putting the universe itself in jeopardy. Punches to make shockwaves that travel across the whole macrocosm. Red-haired state Goku, divine Goku, was able to tremble multiple universe-sized structures, the Dragon Ball macrocosm. A macrocosm is what has a whole bunch of different universes within it, and his punches can literally tremble all of this mess. This is important because thanks to his eye and his strikes threaten deity Goku, even saying he's fast here, implying that his strikes are actually dangerous and that his universe strongest title is legit, putting God Goku on the edge. Might I add, this is not even the real Granolah. This is a clone, nowhere near his full power, and he's able to push it like this. You can even see the discomfort in Goku's face, implying these kicks are lethal. You see how worried his face looks? His power and strikes are dangerous. The fact that Goku can do this, his freaking clone is this strong to put God forms in jeopardy, forms that can triple the cosmos when it comes to raw power. So you know the real Granolah can do this. I mean, putting the macrocosm in jeopardy or tremble the entire universe or macrocosm based on stuff like this. And he was able to strike Goku in this divine God state with physical strikes and actually made him sleepy, like actually getting a W on Goku in his divine state. Even though his body was able to withstand punches that can tremble the cosmos, this didn't seem to matter and he still can damage him this bad. Further proving Granolah can shake the cosmos. Goku still has 2 more forms I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. So whatever this form can do, this blue-haired state can do better. Super Saiyan Blue is even an even higher form, which is like going Super Saiyan in God form, divine state. So one could say that's like a 50 times multiplier. Like whatever the red form or red-haired state can do, this form can do better times, one could say 50 when it comes to the multiplier of the different transformations. And you guessed it, Granolah can still keep up with an even higher divine state. This form can also shape multiple universe-sized structures, the macrocosm, you know, the whole 9 yards. Even getting an advantage over him in this super crazy state. Is this ridiculous or what? He's way above that divine red-haired state that can tremble the cosmos. Might I add that this Granolah is a clone? This is not even his full power, so this is effortless for Granolah at this point. So even his clones can handle universe-shaking raw power type forms. What do you think the real one can do? And we know the blue is way above red hair, which maybe is a 50 times multiplier. So that would mean Granolah could do 50 times this universe shaking stuff too, or whatever. The numbers just get crazier and crazier, especially since it's a clone to keep up with Super Saiyan Blue Goku. His non-true form is giving blue-haired states issues like this. Look at Goku's facial expression, proving that he's a threat. Like in this occasion, you notice how he hits Goku while he's in his blue-haired state. Despite this only being a clone of Granolah, not his true power, Goku looks kind of tired and sleepy. Yeah, guys, he has way beyond universe-shaking power if he can handle forms way stronger than God form, which is already universe shakers, you know. And for those for wondering, yes, his body can withstand as much as he can dish, so he can withstand Super Saiyan Divine State's power too as well. Whether it's a blast or a punch from Divine States, his body can withstand the same punishment from Divine forms too. He's not a glass cannon. We've seen him neck chop a Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta and Goku literally have the same form, so not only do we see him fight Goku, we also see him fight another being that's in the same similar power level of shaking multiple universe-sized structures too, putting the universes in jeopardy. Literally the same hair color as Goku, same routine, him punching him, Vegeta's having troubles blocking, you know, got him on the ropes, kicks, you letting you know that it's the same old, same old. There's implications that his blasts are just as dangerous as his punches too. Meaning not only his punches are this crazy, but also his blasts are capable of threatening heaven, hell, the different realms. All that is in jeopardy with his blast power as well. It's just scary to think about because when Vegeta shoots his blast at him, he can swipe away with a hand swipe, so his punches are crazy, just like his blast. Look how much pain he's causing a divine form with his kick. In this occasion, you see him pierce his armor in this divine state and does super damage to him, depowering him, make him go back to the normal mode. And that's when we get into even higher modes. What makes him scary is that even though Vegeta got this new mode that's even stronger than the divine forms we've seen red-haired and blue-haired state, he's still not astronomically above him enough to where Vegeta can just straight up beat him. This pretty much shows his blast power can actually blast through this new form's blast that's even better than his divine state. I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about him destroying the planet, but that was an oversimplification back then. I'm going over it again in more detail, showing the new form he's got. So this was way, way above planet shattering level, but he was still able to overpower such a blast from a way better form than the other divine states. So you get the idea, guys. Like, he's so many times past universe trembling, if that makes sense. We've even seen him clash with other fighters like Gas. Don't need to spend too much time on this. You get the idea. Another powerful entity that's up there with Goku and Vegeta, of course. And of course, since this video, you've seen him fight Goku and Vegeta, we know that his fighting speed has to be similar, being massively faster than the speed of light, because that's like a standard thing at this point. This late in the series, you see how he reacted to all these shurikens, for example, his combat speed. You can literally see him deflect all the attacks because of fighting speed. Like, you can literally see the implications of high speed combat that's common in Dragon Ball. Like, he can literally spam his instant teleportation technique. It's occasions like this that literally prove they can fight at high speed while they're moving from point A to point B at raw fast speeds. You know how Goku and Vegeta are in their like craziest forms like this, right? Way above divine stage, right? There's this being known as Gas that was so strong because he used the Dragon Balls to become the strongest too, taking away his lifespan as well. He was fighting these two beings at the same time. And tell me why Granolah, if he's able to charge up an attack long enough, he can actually mess up a being that's this powerful that was giving Goku and Vegeta and their mighty states issues. But he can fire a full power attack that can threaten this being that's this mighty, damaging such. But it did take a lot out of him though. You gotta respect him. I mean, he's a guy that has so much punching power, or one could say blast power, he could blast away multiple galaxies standing next to each other. Dozens of solar systems, multiple galaxies. The guy just got too much power for his own good, honestly. But what do you guys think? How hard do you think this guy can hit? Do you think he's busted? I want to hear your thoughts below. But before I get going, I gotta say a quick thanks to the donators. Helps out a lot. Respect Granolah. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.